one rule as a tradwife. This is your duty as a wife. A man's home is his castle, so he should be treated as a king. He's working a stressful job, maybe working long hours, just so he can provide for you and the family. So he rightfully deserves peace. That being said, it's every wife's duty to appreciate her man and all his hard work. Show him how much you truly appreciate him, okay? He is your king, and you are his queen. That is your duty.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll talk about taking care of men and being a housewife, discussing the trend of tradwives among modern women that is becoming popular. Many feminists are up in arms, saying that being a man's wife is a terrible idea. We want to invite you to smash that like button and support the movement. Subscribe to the channel. That's the only contribution we ask of you, man. Add your 2 cents to the movement and leave your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. Without further introduction, let's get started.
It's been really interesting to see how shocked people are by the term tradwife and how they seem to think it's some new way of living, like it's some unprecedented new trend. Like, have you seen these millennial and Gen Z girls? They just want to be at home with their kids. They want to have husbands and they want to take care of their husbands. They want to cook and they want to clean and they want to wear dresses. It's insane. When in reality, it's literally like the oldest lifestyle in the book. Before this, they were just called stay-at-home moms. And before that, they were just called women. But now our society has gone so far in the feminist direction that anybody who wants to live like a little bit old school and a little bit like how women used to live is fringe, right? Like an extremist. And I just think about how so many of us, since we were little, we were raised in this kind of boss babe feminist society that told us you can be so much more than just a mom. You can be so much more than just a wife. And so many of us listened and we, tried to climb corporate ladders and we boss babed so hard. Now, like, we're a little bit boss babed out. And some of us want to go a little bit more back to our roots, to our ancestors, to the women who came before us and live a little bit more, like they did. Call us crazy, but we like babies. We want to have babies. We want to spend the very few years that we have of them being little with them. We like cooking, we like running a home, we like supporting our husbands and having good marriages. And yes, we also appreciate cute dresses. The audacity. So call them tradwives, call them stay-at-home moms, call them whatever you want. But just know that no matter how much you try and push the career and the boss babe and the feminist lifestyle onto women, there will always be women who naturally want a more traditional lifestyle, just like the billions of women who came before us.
Once, I had a professor who said, people want everything for free, except thinking for themselves, and today I see that this is completely true. Nowadays, if you choose not to accept the imposed narrative, then you are the black sheep, the one who is wrong in society's eyes. Because not all women want the life of a boss woman, and unfortunately, not all women have the ability to be good employees or climb the corporate ladder. What these women from the colored hair movement never talk about are the hundreds of women left behind, who didn't choose to become mothers in time and were consumed by depression. That's why they are the #1 consumers of antidepressants, going to therapy, or trying to suppress their natural instincts by buying a cat. Many just want to raise their children, take care of their husbands, and find in that a worthy life goal. Having a family, something called a home. Unlike many who only work, return to an empty house, and clean up after a cat, when taking care of a man is so much easier. Watch the next video.
Turn the game on, I'll brush your hair, help you put your do-rag on. Want a foot rub, want a manicure. Baby, I'm yours, I wanna cater to you, boy.
Red bean. Like I was saying, I think we should just stay friends, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not ready for a relationship. Like, I'm just not ready for all that right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Damn. Crispy chicken. You say you cooked them? You did that? Cornbread. Cornbread too? This ain't drip, this from scratch? Good Lord, shit. And you cook this like this all year round? It stays the same taste like this all year round? Well, I don't know, baby, look. You mind if I take my Air Max off? Look, check this out. I'm gonna take my Air Max off for a couple of years because I've been thinking, since I've been sitting here eating on this, that you might be right. We might do need to get in a relationship because Real talk. I've been hungry lately, and these women I've been dealing with, they, you know, this is the things I've been looking for. So, you want to get married tomorrow? You want to get married tomorrow? Because yeah, that look like that's what's finna happen. I don't want to be single no more. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go and get married tomorrow. And I'm going to bring my little TV and my little VCR that I got, my 4 pair of boxes that I got at the crib with mom, and bring them on over here with you, because look like this is my home. Look like I got a phone to have.
Oh my God! Wow!
How hard is it to treat your man well? For a man, it means more when a woman invites him to a meal than when she puts on a face full of expensive makeup, a pricey dress, and goes to a 5-star place to impress people no one cares about. If women understood that these small details, those that seem so simple, brothers, it changes all your thoughts towards that woman. Many modern women believe that intimacy or having a pretty face is enough to keep a man, and that this is why he should give her a ring. But that's not the case. A man evaluates your effort. It's incredible that some men solve problems for the women they date, paying for their apartments, some of their services, and giving them money to resolve issues. Yet that woman has never even called that man to make him a sandwich. That's why I always recommend men to test women when dating. Tell her when she calls, "I'm working, I haven't eaten today," or "I'm tired, I need to get home and make something to eat," and see what she responds. If that woman never offers to do an act of service for you, believe me, she is not wife material. Get out of there, because it will only bring you trouble. Especially if from the beginning she does nothing for you, only demanding money or telling you about her problems for you to solve. She is a freeloader. Get out of there and avoid chaos in your life, because there are selfish women like the one in the next video.
Say to me all the time, "Why don't you make your husband a sandwich?" Okay.
A lot of women ask me about what's the difference between boyfriend treatment versus husband treatment. A boyfriend is literally that. He's a boy and he's my friend. I don't owe him anything. With my husband, as is said in this video, I will do anything for him. If it's a sandwich, if it's standing by him, supporting his decisions. You know, when a man is supported by his wife, what that really means is, it doesn't mean that she's in the background. It doesn't mean that she is weak. It means she's literally supporting him. She is powering him. Do you know how powerful female energy is? And if you're powered by a woman who loves you, how powerful that is. I'm not going to spend that or give that or do that for some man who's not chosen me. So if he's chosen me, then I will do that for him. And if he hasn't, that's not my job.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Exactly. It's not your job. That's why you're single, because you never do anything for a man while dating. How do you expect me to see you as a wife if you're already failing in the early stages? This is the irony with them. They claim to have standards for a man. If the man, beyond physical appearance, is affectionate and attentive, when women say these two things, it only means he solves my problems and gives me gifts. With them, it's all about how useful he can be to me. If you don't show some utility to that woman, she will discard you. But at no point does it cross her mind how she can be helpful to her partner. Of course not, because no man asks you to act like a wife when you're not. But by never doing anything for him, you will never pass the man's consistency tests. Cook well, take care of the home, be kind to me, call me in the morning or at night to check on my day, visit me when I'm sick. These things don't require money but show that this person cares about you, that she takes care of you. Gentlemen, conduct your consistency tests. If she doesn't do anything for you while dating, It won't get better in marriage.
There's a recent trend of videos circulating on here about tradwives and, how you don't see women in their 40s and 50s glamorizing that life. And yeah, because it sucks. I was a tradwife and I never expected that I would be one. I kind of ended up somewhat against my will. Around my 1-year anniversary, I was told, your job is stressing you out too much. You are taking it out on me. It's sabotaging the marriage, and you have to make a choice. I remember where I was sitting, what I was eating when that conversation went down, and the sinking feeling I had, and I didn't want to give up my very successful, high-earning career. But I thought, what kind of person would I be if I chose a job over family? So I chose family. And 10 years later, I realized that it completely destroyed my life. Always keep a job. Always have some sort of way to have an income stream. Get paid for what you're doing. Make sure there are protections. Make sure things get titled in your name. Don't believe the future faking. Don't get your foot out of your career. Take care of yourself. Yeah, it might be nice and fun to take care of your husband, and you can still do that, but always take care of yourself, because the tides turn real fucking fast, especially when they're holding all the cards and they want you to do things a certain way, and after years and years of doing it a certain way, you decide to stand up for yourself. They fall out of love with you real fucking fast. So take care of yourself, always.
Here's the thing. A person's working life typically begins at 18 and usually ends at 65. There are women who, even as wives during the early years of their children's lives, start a career and begin working once the kids reach a certain age. Others prefer to stay at home and raise the children. I'm not denying that what she says can happen, but the opposite can also occur. They romanticize the idea of working and having their own money, portraying family care as something negative. But let me tell you the other side of the story. There are men who work their entire lives, climbing the corporate ladder, and when they are in their 50s or 60s, their wife asks for a divorce. In this country, that man loses half of his 401k, his savings, sometimes even his house, or has to sell it. Some have enough assets to come out okay in the divorce, but the vast majority do not. They end up ruined, and without their family, which is even worse. That's why they end up dying faster. Does that man have any options? No, because the options an attorney can provide are limited. He is competing with the woman who stayed at home and gave everything for him, while he supported the entire household for years. So, in the end, she doesn't end up badly off. She still had a part-time job, she still had her family, and even when she quit working, she always had options. The man does not. He has to accept that at 60 years old, his future will be decided by a judge, and in 90% of cases, it won't be in his favor.
Why is Tradwife content suddenly blowing up?
Because people my age that were traditional wives are getting divorced and realize that they threw 20 years of optional, available, could have been energy into the workforce, into their future. They threw that away doing laundry and watching their kids. Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't trade staying home with my children for anything. However, I would have insisted on some sort of investment into my future, either by way of a 401k, an IRA, a home in my name, or I would have had to have some sort of side gig where I could have put that on a resume if anything happened to my husband or our marriage. And so people my age, women that are in their 40s and 50s, that have raised their children, who have been traditional wives, are coming forward and talking about the realities of that. Because someone like my grandmother, who couldn't have left her husband no matter what, because she went from high school and her parents into being a stay-at-home wife and mother, she could never have left, ever. And so I, being 51, I am like one of the first or second generations of women being traditional stay-at-home wives who are coming out and saying, don't do this to yourself. And so Tradwife content is becoming super popular right now because what's happening is the trad wife is glamorizing staying home and being a homemaker and a stay-at-home mother, which again, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you talk about the fact that if your husband dies, you're screwed, like triple double screwed. I have a family member that if her husband died or left her tomorrow, she would be a stay-at-home wife, broke on her ass with 4 kids and no way to support herself. Or if he died, she's completely screwed. And for all of you out there that say, just marry a really good man, that's great and all, but what if you're sick of this really great man? What if he dies? What if he becomes like incapable of going to work? It's not that Tradwife content is extremely popular right now and everyone's being mean. What's happening is that we are the second generation of women coming forward to say, quit being so goddamn stupid and protect yourself. 50% of marriages end in divorce. And while he's making $100,000+ a year, you have no skills, no career, no resume, nothing except for kids and a dog and God knows what else. You'll be living in an apartment while he's got his new 20-something in his penthouse or the family home. So good luck. This content isn't becoming popular because we're mean. This content is becoming popular because you're glamorizing a lifestyle that you have known nothing about. You know nothing about. You're just a baby trad wife, and that's okay too. And by the way, I'm not angry or bitter. I own an island and a Porsche. I have an amazing husband, but don't get it twisted. My kids were eating 99-cent pizzas when I was a single mom. We didn't go on vacation, and we had no money to go to Burger King. It's not bitterness, it's reality. If you get traded in, that's all there is to it. Your entire life is dependent on whether or not he still likes you. Good luck.
You know which older women want to go against Tradwives? The ones who got divorced, the ones who never had a husband, the ones who had multiple husbands, or those who stayed in horrible marriages just for the money. Why do I say this? Just notice when she said these two things, marry a good man. But what if she gets tired of this great man? And don't be stupid, protect yourself. Why does she say that? Because she got divorced once, and it didn't go well, apparently. Nowadays, when women get married, rather than fighting for a happy marriage, they worry about their exit strategy. That's why those older women are so angry about this, because there weren't as many privileges as there are now for leaving your marriage, which always has a 50% chance of failing. That's why women from the 90s onward, when they reach 30 to 50 years old, have often gone through 1 or 2 marriages. They always have a secure exit strategy that gives them some advantages. Before, this wasn't the case. Marriages lasted longer. But now they have a third option, which is to stay alone with a cat and hit the wall. If you're not willing to sacrifice anything for a family, then stay single. You'll be happier. I just hope you don't realize too late that it was a terrible choice and that the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about a woman cooking for her man during dating? Do you know any woman who chose the working life and did well in life? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.